there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking Michael Jackson, and it's a sad day because this rumor has been around for over a year, and that is in regards to Sony Music Group, acquiring Michael Jackson's publishing, and it was finalized today a little while ago that they're acquiring half of Michael Jackson's publishing and recorded masters, that it values the total catalog around $1.2 billion, and that Sony will pay at least $600 million for the stake. This is the biggest deal for any music artist's assets to date, and I actually think Michael Jackson's catalog is worth way more than $1.2 billion. But nonetheless, this says the deal also includes assets from Jackson's legendary My Jack publishing catalog, which includes multiple titles by Sly and the Family Stone, as well as hits written or performed by Jerry Lee Lewis, Jackie Wilson, Curtis Mayfield, Ray Charles, Percy Sledge, Dion, and others. However, it does not include royalties from the MJ Broadway musical and other theatrical productions featuring the musician's music. Primary Wave Music continues to hold a 10% stake in Jackson's publishing assets, and then reps for Sony, the Jackson estate, and Primary Wave either declined or did not respond to Variety's request for comment. Sony similarly did comment on its own widely reported deal to acquire Bruce Springsteen's publishing and recorded music catalog several years ago for around $600 million. When Variety first reported on the negotiations last February, the estate was said to be seeking $800 to $900 million. Although it was possible a different set of assets was included in the final deal, as the value of Jackson's catalog has only risen in the past year. The co-executors of Jackson's estate, the singer's longtime lawyer, John Braca, who said this was never going to happen, that he was never going to do this to Michael Jackson, and executive John McClane are expected to remain in their roles. Sony and its predecessor, CBS, were the sole home for Jackson's recorded music catalog for his entire solo career. In the latter years of his career with the Jackson 5, the singer died in 2009 at the age of 50. The formidable entertainment interests of his estate had been handled with a firm hand by Branca, his longtime attorney, and co-executor John McClane. Jackson's recorded music catalog is one of the most lucrative in history. His 1982 Thriller album alone is one of the two biggest sellers of all time, and was the first album to be certified 30 times platinum, although such figures have become muddled in the streaming age. In 2016, Sony Corp reached a $750 million agreement with the estate to acquire Jackson's estate's 50% stake in their joint venture, Sony ATV Music Publishing, which they had formed in 1995. In 2018, Sony revealed an earnings report that was part of its $2.3 billion acquisition of EMI Music Publishing. It had acquired the Jackson estate, a 25.1% stake in that company for $287.5 million. At the end of that years-long process, which had begun 6 years earlier but was not cleared by the European Union until 2018, EMI and Sony ATV were fully owned by Sony, making it the sole owner of the world's largest music company. So here's the thing. This is everything that Michael Jackson did not want to happen, and why people believe he was killed. Because he was the main person who exposed Sony, who exposed all the wrongdoings of Sony. And Michael Jackson was big on artists owning their own publishing, and in fact, he purchased several of black artists' publishing because they didn't own their publishing, and wanted to provide this to these artists and their artist families to carry on their legacy. And so now Sony can just come in and just, punk out John Braca, and he just lies down and does this deal? Really? See, some people thought that the family was in charge of the estate, but they're not in charge of this portion of the estate as far as it goes with the music catalog. And it's so funny because so many people were like, when we were hearing all the reports of all these other artists that were selling their catalog for hundreds of millions of dollars, except for their name is not Michael Jackson. And I believe Michael Jackson's catalog, like I said, is worth more than $1.2 billion. I truly do. And especially with another Michael Jackson biopic that's going to be coming out here, that's going to also increase sales of his music and streams of his music as well. But I just don't like this at all. I think it's just very insulting to Michael Jackson's legacy. It's so weird to me how much they try to slander this man in the media and try to take him down. But at the same token, they know how much money Michael Jackson generates for them as well. And how much the billions that Michael Jackson is worth, right? Even the We Are the World documentary that Lionel Richie, I believe, co-produced or what have you, that's currently on Netflix, is featuring in the promo Michael Jackson. Is featuring in the trailer Michael Jackson. So you can't tell me that Michael Jackson isn't relevant or isn't still the legend or still isn't the biggest artist ever that's attracting this kind of attention. Because none of your faves catalog is worth billions of dollars, you guys. Like we need to keep it a buck for what it is. There's nobody that has transcended music and songwriting and producing and everything. Philanthropy, music videos, performances, touring. There is nobody that set the bar higher than Michael Jackson, you guys. And so this is just a slap in the face, because how is your longtime attorney going to tell the family and Michael Jackson fans that this was never going to happen, that everything Michael Jackson fought against Sony for, Sony gets to just collect it like Pokemon? They get to collect it like Thanos, Infinity Stones, after Michael Jackson dies. Because that's what some of you are going to be like. They'll be like, well, Michael Jackson, he was in debt, when he passed away and blah, 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 and he owed money and this and that, but he still owned his catalog. So how in debt was he? If you still could afford to own the rights to your catalog and your publishing and still get royalties off of it. How broke are you? He wasn't broke. He might have been rich people broke, but he wasn't broke. He was rich enough, like I said, to still own his own music and own other people's music. And I still feel this is a way as well to get back at Michael Jackson, because Paul McCartney from the Beatles was pissed that Michael Jackson bought the Beatles catalog. So I feel like, all of this, they're just finding ways to just, take away everything Michael Jackson has worked for. And I'm just over it. And we have to continue to stand strong and continue to tell the truth about Michael Jackson's legacy, and just not let all these vultures, have their hands on all these rights to Michael Jackson. But when he was alive, you treated him like crap. When he was alive, you wanted to, throw out a million accusations against him that wasn't true, because he wouldn't fall in line and he exposed the music industry. And that's really the real reason why he was killed. Because the music industry does not like when you expose them. The music industry does not like when you tell the truth about how they move and what their practices are. But I do not understand why all these artists are, even after everything that's happened with Michael Jackson, are either, signing publishing deals with Sony or allowing Sony to buy their publishing. I don't care how much millions of dollars they're going to pay you. You're just going to give your rights away to Sony? And then we're going to hear your music now and all the commercials and all the movies and all of the AI generated stuff. And like that's what people aren't realizing they are undervaluing Michael Jackson's worth of his catalog, of his entire catalog. Because if it already went up, several hundred million in just a year, it's way more. It's worth way more, you guys, than 1.2 billion. And Sony knows that, which is why they're trying to hop on this now. And notice conveniently, as we're dealing with this report of how much, Michael Jackson, their estimated valuation of his catalog at 1.2 billion. Notice there's no negative stories about him. Right? Notice there's no allegations. when they needed to promote the We Are the World documentary, there's no negativity about Michael Jackson. Now all of a sudden everything's gravy, right? Because when it's an opportunity to profit off of Michael Jackson's name and promote him and promote his music and his catalog that cannot be matched, now all of a sudden all the negativity goes away. But the moment that we call out Michael Jackson's greatness and we say that he is better than all of these other people that they try to crown the king of pop, people get in their feelings and people want to bring up these fake allegations that never amounted to anything other than money grabs from people who were jealous of this rich man. But it is just unfortunate that we're here. Michael Jackson's long-term attorney is bogus, and this is completely unacceptable. I don't know what the family really can do since they are not the executors and aren't in charge of this portion of the estate. So it just sucks. It just sucks. And ultimately, you guys, this just proves time and time again that anybody can be bought. Even the people who work closest with you for several years and several decades can also be bought if the price is right. And that's just unfortunate. So there is that. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.